What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. Here today to bring you guys a quick review and demonstration over Tape Piano 2 by Thenatan. If you guys have been around the channel for a while, or if you watched any of my live streams, you guys know I love me some tape piano. It's like they mix tape piano with vibes and put it on steroids, and I'm definitely here for that. Make sure if you guys like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. But let's go ahead and get right into this review.
Some, hit the key.
All right, guys. So when you open up the plugin, it's going to look like this. This looks familiar from Tape Piano 1. We're going to shrink the GUI. The GUI is resizable. Just come over here to this little square button, tap it, and then you can make it the size that you want. We're going to make it 80% for the size of this demonstration. So with this plugin, it comes with a lot. So you get effects, you get LFOs, you get a ton of sounds, and you get all the sounds from the old Tape Piano. It currently is $29.50 for the start price. But if you already have Tape Piano, you can upgrade for only $15. All you have to do is message Thenatan and let them know, and they'll upgrade you for $15. And so what I'm going to show you, you're definitely going to think it's worth the deal. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the GUI real quick. As you're looking at everything here, you have your home page here. Up here, you have your browser. So you have all your sounds. So as you see, you can click through different sounds. These are all the new sounds. So all these bells through Scratch are the new sounds. And then when you hit Tapex 1, it's going to take you to all the old sounds with the expansion pack and all that other stuff. So you get all the sounds from Tape Piano, which is nice. So in order to get back to the main page, just tap that right there. So if you tap it, that'll take you back and forth. This button right here will randomize the sound for you. This is your home page. So it'll always get you back to the home page. And then when you're looking over here, this right here is your macros. So if you click this and you activate it, it's got your 2 LFOs, it's got 2 envelopes, it's got a stepper, it's got custom waveform and all that stuff here. Then it's also got effects as well. So you got reverb, you got delay. Right here you have your distortion and your bit crusher. And then right here you have a modulation phaser and you have dynamics right here. Then you have a surgical EQ down here. So again, there's a lot going on in this plugin. Right here, it just tells you a little bit about Thenatan. And again, you push home, it takes you back to the home page. You can layer 5 different layers of sound on this plugin, and you can also bring in your own textures. And I'll show you that here in a little bit. But right here is how you change each layer. So, you can click, you can scroll through, or you can click it right here on this search button. And then you can go through all the different samples from pianos, to bells, to pads, to chorus sounds and stuff like that. And then again, right here, you can drop in textures and stuff like that, your own textures. So that's pretty cool as well. Probably my favorite feature of this whole entire plugin is this scratch feature right here. So it's like a scratch designer where you can basically add scratch sounds to your sounds. So that's pretty nice. You have your back and your forward button. And then right here, you have your parameters. So it just shows you all your macros, parameters, and all that other stuff. And then one last thing, we'll go ahead and you have different kind of filter types. So you have all these different kind of filter types as well. And there's a scalar mode down here. And with the scalar mode, you can turn it on and it'll only play the notes in that scale and it'll highlight them. So if you push a note that's not in that scale, it won't play it for you. So you see right now I'm pushing a button that's not in scale and it won't play it for me. So that's pretty cool. So it keeps all your notes in scale. So let's go ahead, and I made a little beat, of course, like always. I'm going to turn the scaler off. With this beat, all the melodic noises that I used were from Tape Piano 2 or Tapex 2, except for the guitar. So I'm going to go ahead and run this, and then we're going to get right back into the demonstration. All right, guys. So that's a little beat I put together for you guys. It's not mixed down all the way because I wanted you guys to hear what the sound sounded like raw. But let's go ahead and get back into Tape Piano 2 and check out some of the sounds. So I'm going to go ahead and tap this button right here. We're just going to pick some sounds at random. I'm not going to go through every sound because obviously we'll be here all day. But we'll start with this one. Let's go. It's like I love the movement on a lot of these sounds as well. It sounds really good. All right, so let's go ahead and go into bold and shiny. We'll go ahead and start right with guitar-like. So a lot of these sound nice. These choirs and pads are very nice. A lot of them are very, very fire. We'll just start right here. So I'll just push this one. So it's pretty nice organ. I mean, they got some experimental stuff going on here as well. We'll go ahead and hop into lo-fi. We'll play some mellow. And then it's got some like rhythmic stuff. So, you know, you can hold down the key and it'll give you. So it's pretty nice. One key bass. And then it's got some just different stuff with like scratching and stuff like that. So it's got all kinds of different stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab whatever that last noise I used was it mellow? I think it was so 80s. I'm gonna use this and we're gonna go ahead, click this button, and then we're gonna go back to this page. Now I want to show you guys something with this scratch before I get into everything else. The scratch thing is pretty tight because it just gives your noises just a different texture, a different tone. It makes them sound so different. So like, let me give you an example. I used it on the first thing that I had on the beat. So let me go back to the home page. Now I'm going to turn it off for a second so that you guys can hear what this noise sounded like by itself. So then I threw this scratch designer on there and this is what it sounds like. Completely different. And so you can do things where you can invert the direction of it, you can loop it, you can change the speed on how fast the scratch designer works. It's really simple to draw on, obviously. You know, it moves really, really easily. You can make it do random, so it'll add random node for you. You can invert it. So you can do all that, which is pretty cool. And then another thing is if you right click on these, you can send it to an LFO, an envelope, a stepper, or you can change it to your custom waveform or velocity. So we'll do more of that as we get into the effects. But I'm going to go ahead and close this and I'm going to go ahead and put it back on that pattern so we can get back to the noise that we were using, this knock knock, or whatever we were using, this right here. So to get to the effects, you're just going to click this button right here. So it's got a convolution reverb and it's got an algorithmic reverb. And so then right here, this is your send, this is your pre-delay and your width, and then you have a high pass and a low pass filter down here. So I'm going to go ahead and push play on this pattern. I'm going to go ahead and change it to a different pattern though, so you can hear something else. So I'm going to just put it on this. So now we're going to go ahead and go through some of the different, these are all the different reverbs that they have for the convolution. So that's pretty nice. And they also have this width, which spreads it. So you can hear how wide that reverb just got. I'm going to turn that off for a second as I turn on this delay. Now with the delay, which is nice too, is that you can make the delay times different in each ear, which is obviously pretty fire. And then you can also spread out the width of the delay as well. So that's pretty nice as well. And then you have your distortion. So you have a soft distortion, you have a hard distortion, you got your bit crusher down here, and obviously you have your send and your mix. And then you also have oversampling down here as well, which is a nice feature to have as well. Next to that, then we have a phaser. And then you have your dynamics. And so with the ratio, the 2 is 0, the 4 is 1 to 0, the 8 is 2 to 0, and the 16 is 3 to 0. And then you have your send, you have your attack and release, obviously, your compressor makeup, and then you have a gate for it right here as well. And then down here, you have a surgical EQ. So it's nice too. It's even got a parametric EQ, which is the dope as well. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some stuff with these macros. So like with these macros, let's say we want to send this filter, we'll send it to a stepper, okay? And so now we're going to come over here to macros, and you have to make sure you turn them on because it's not always on. If it's not on, you just click the button in the middle and it'll turn it on. So now we've sent it to the stepper, and this is what it's going to sound like before we turn the stepper on. All right, so now let's turn the stepper on. So, you know, it gives us that little gate. You have this retrigger option. If you turn this on, then basically every time that you push play, it starts the gate at the beginning. If you don't have the retrigger button on, just whenever you push play is wherever it's going in this constant rhythm. So you can make it as many steps as you want to, up to 32. And then obviously you can draw, you can take stuff out, you can add stuff, you can do all kinds of stuff. This plugin is fire, man, I'm telling you. But you know, push play. So that's nice. You can also do things like, so let's go back over to effects, and let's close this, and let's go ahead and open up this reverb, and let's just go ahead and we'll just put it on a random hall reverb. We'll shorten the width a little bit, and then let's just open up this delay. You can send this delay to an LFO, or you can send it to wherever you want to, an envelope, whatever you want to do, and it'll basically change the way it's going to sound, obviously. I don't want it to be the feedback though. Yeah, we'll be the feedback. And then all you have to do to change the waveform is basically scroll up on the waveform, so on and so forth. So, you know, again, that's fire. I'm not going to go into every single detail on attack, you know, ADSR, hold, all that other stuff. But I do want to let you guys know, I didn't mention this earlier and I should have. There is a 25-page manual that comes with this. So if you have any questions, they were very thorough in putting together this manual, and it gives you all the tools that you need in order to figure out things and how, you know, how to make things sound better, and how to route things and what every control does and all that other stuff. So shout out to Thenatan for that. That's definitely a nice feature. So I'm going to mute these for just a second and show you guys a few other things, because there's still more to show you in this plugin. This plugin, again, has a lot. This is by far my favorite plugin of this year, by far. I'm not even saying that, no cap. This is definitely my favorite plugin that's come out so far this year, because I already love tape piano. I love the way that it sounds. It's great for lo-fi, it's great for trap, it's great for boom bap. But once you get the plugin that has everything in the bundle, from the effects to the LFOs to the step sequencer to just everything in it, it's just a fire plugin. So now let's go ahead and let's find a different sound. So let's go ahead and let's come back up here to bells. I like this digital trap sound. I like this sound a lot. This is one of my favorite sounds in the whole entire plugin. This. All right, so now let's go back over here, and now if we hit this right here, we can start messing with different layers. So like, let's say I don't like this noise that goes with it, right? I can just push the sample button and I can find a different kind of bell to put with it. All right, so now let's say I want to add something else over here. I can just hit this sample button and, you know, we can go to pad, piano, whatever we want to. Let's hit this aliens. And then right over here, we have textures. And so with textures, you can make it follow, you can make it duck, or you can make it normal. And then you can pan it, you can spread out the width and all that other stuff. So let's go ahead and we'll make it follow first. So you hear how it's following it. Now with duck, it'll duck every time that it plays. And then with normal, obviously it's going to play the whole time. So what's cool about this is that you can actually add different stuff to go in here. So let's go ahead and hop into my drum kit for just 1 second. I'm going to grab a texture to put in here to show you guys what I'm talking about. So you can simply grab a sample or whatever it is that you want to grab. Obviously, I would recommend maybe a texture or something like that. So we're going to go over here to extras and drop these birds in there. And it's that easy. It's dropped in there just like that. And so now if I push play, so whatever noise that you want to add in there, you can. And then you can just, if you didn't like it, you know, you can scroll to 1 and then scroll back to 2 and it's gone. So, you know, that's a nice feature as well. And then with this, obviously it has your low pass or your high pass and your low pass down here as well. So let's go ahead and hop back to the first page. With this first page, there's also right here, this basically changes like kind of like the wow and the flutter of the actual plugin. So if I turn this on, the higher up it goes, the more clicks and stuff you're going to get. So if you start noticing a lot of clicks and you don't like it, just turn it down. But we'll turn this on and push play. So you hear how it's giving it that tape dropout. I'm going to go ahead and put it on a pad or something, just so that you can hear that tape dropout just a little bit better. Let's see, we'll go to these filtered chords. That already kind of sounds like it is dropping out. So let's just go ahead and go back into something mellow. And all right, so now I'm going to mess with this so you can hear the difference. But if you turn it up too high, it is gonna click. So that's a good feature as well. All right, so I'm going to show you guys one more thing that I should have showed you at the beginning of the video. For me on my computer, I'm using Windows 8.1. I already know y'all can crack all the jokes y'all want. But I was having issues with opening like 4 and 5 instances of Tape Piano. So I had to change this use OpenGL to no instead of yes. Basically, this function is streamlined for Windows 10 and newer computers. So once I changed it to no, I had no problems. And as you guys can see throughout the whole demonstrations, I haven't had any problems at all. He said he's going to change this setting to no automatically. So if you do have a Windows 10 or something like that, you can go in there and change that to yes, and it'll work perfectly fine in your computer. So would I recommend Tape Piano 2? Of course I would. Have you guys seen the happiness in my face this whole entire demonstration? I really do like this plugin a lot. For $29.50, you can't beat it. And if you already have Tape Piano for $15 on the upgrade, you can't beat that as well. I mean, all the stuff you can do from all the sounds, you got the sound banks from both the plugins 1 and 2. You got all the different effects. You got all the different macros, the LFOs, the envelopes. You got the tape scratcher. You got 5 different layers of sound that you can add on. You got all those different filter types. I mean, I could go on for days. This plugin is definitely a solid plugin. Make sure if you guys like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. All right, guys and gals, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so every time a new video comes out, you can be the first to know. Let me know what tutorials you want to see next in the comments, and see you next time.
Some, hit the key.